Yeah. Ready? Sriharim Paramanandam Upadeshtaramishwaram Kavakam Sarvalokanam Karanam Tannamamyaham. Shloka 66. No, we have not done 66 fully. We have read, but I have not explained it fully. I was in the process of explaining. Karya karanata nityam aste ghatamridoryatha tathaiva shruti yuktibhyam prapancha brahmanoriha. Karya karana prakriya, the methodology of cause and effect, is used to convey the advitiyatva of Brahman, the non-difference of Brahman, the oneness of Brahman. Brahman becomes the cause of the universe with the help of Maya. In other words, Maya projects all the names and forms in Brahman. That is how Brahman becomes the cause. This cause-effect prakriya, karya-karana prakriya, is based on certain logics. First of all, cause pervades the effect. Karana pervades the karya. Just like clay pervades the pot. Ghata is pervaded by mrit, clay. Cause pervades the effect. This follows to another conclusion. If cause pervades the effect, the effect, there is no substance called effect. The substance is only cause. Karana is the only substance of the effect. Clay is the only substance of pot. This leads to another implication. The effect is just a name and a form without a substance. Effect is just a name and form without a substance, which is told in Chandogya. Vacharambhanam vikaro namadheyam vrittiketyeva satyam. The pot is just a name given to a particular form. The Satyam, the substance, is just the clay. Likewise, when this whole universe is an effect of Brahman, we can understand that the universe is not a substance. There is no substance called universe. Therefore, Brahman, being the only substance, is one without a second. Ekamevadvitiyam. Only reality. See, yatha, just as ghatamrudoho, between pot and clay, karyakaranata nityam aste. There is a karyakarana bhava. There is a cause-effect relation. In the same manner, tathaiva, in the same manner, Shruti yuktibhyam, by Shruti and Yukti, Shruti as well as Yukti. Even the Shruti reveals the Karya-Karana Sambandha between Brahman and Jagat, and it is logically justified. Prapancha Brahmanoho iha. Iha Prapancha Brahmanoho. Iha, in Vedanta Shastra, we talk about the Karya-Karana relation, cause-effect relation between Prapancha and Brahman. Again, we should remember that the cause-effect relation is told in order to convey that Brahman is the only reality. It is a prakriya. Cause-effect is not the ultimate message. Cause-effect is a prakriya, a methodology. Initially, the Shruti says Brahman is the cause, Jagat is the effect. Then the effect is negated. Jagan mithya. If Jagat is mithya, the cause status of Brahman also is mithya. If Jagat is mithya, the cause status of Brahman is mithya. Brahman is not mithya. Don't conclude. Swamiji, you said Brahman is mithya. We have to be very careful. The cause status of Brahman is also mithya. It is like there is one Mr. Devadatta. Mr. Devadatta does not have a son. But in dream, he got a son. He dreamt that he got a son. Therefore, in dream, Devadatta became father. On account of the dream son, Devadatta gets the father status in dream. Does it mean Devadatta is father in the waking? In the waking, he is not father. The father status of Devadatta is restricted only to the dream. Likewise, if the Jagat is mithya, even the cause status, karana status of Brahman is also mithya. This implies that even the Ishwaratva of Brahman is also mithya. Cause status of Brahman is nothing but Ishvara status. Ishwaratva is mithya. Just like Jivatva is mithya, Ishwaratva is mithya. Don't say Ishvara is mithya. Ishwaratva is mithya. That is how we establish Jagat, Jivatva and Ishwaratva. All three are mithya. गृह्यमाणे घटे यद्वत् मृत्तिकायाति वैबलात् वीक्ष्य, it should be वीक्ष्यमाणे, वीक्ष्य, it is a ksha there, we have to make it वीक्ष्य, ya. वीक्ष्यमाणे प्रपंचेपि ब्रह्मैवाभाति भासुरम्. The karana pervades the karya. This point is elaborated on. You cannot touch a pot without touching clay. You cannot bring a pot without bringing clay. Likewise, you cannot touch the Jagat without touching Brahman. Brahman is in and through the Jagat. Yadvat, just as Ghate Grihhyamani, when the pot is held in your hand, Balat, forcefully, whether you like it or not, Mrittika Ayati, even the clay comes to your hand. You cannot leave the clay and take the pot. Likewise, Prapanche Vikshamane api, even when we see the Prapancha, Bhasuram Brahma eva abhati, what is appearing in the form of Prapancha, it is the effulgent Brahman only. Even when we are seeing the Prapancha, we are seeing Brahman only, essentially, in various forms. When you see the pot, you are seeing clay in a particular form, with a certain name and form. Likewise, when we see the Prapancha, we are seeing only Brahman with various forms attributed to it. Sadaivatma vishuddhosti hyashuddho bhati vai sada yathaiva dvividha rajjuhu ज्ञानिनो ज्ञानिनो निशम्. So, Atma sada eva vishuddha. Atma, being Brahman, being one without a second, it is always vishuddha, always pure. There is no room for impurity. When does one become impure? For example, impure water. What is impure water? When the water is mixed with something else, you can call it impure. If it is just water, only H2O, a glass full of H2O molecules is called pure water in chemistry. In addition to H2O, if you add something else, it is not pure. In fact, we hardly see pure water. Even the water we drink is not absolutely pure. It has mineral, it has so many other ingredients in addition to H2O. But from our point of view, if it doesn't have any mud, it is pure water. And the purity may vary. These local people, what they call pure water may not be pure for our point. They will drink this ordinary water available in the stream and they are healthy. But we are sophisticated people. The water has to come from a particular filter, AquaGuard. Then only it is pure for us. So, when there is another substance, it can become impure. But when there is no other substance, there is no room for impurity in the Atma. Therefore, sadaiva vishuddha, always pure. But for an ajnani, the Atma seems to be ashuddha. Ashuddho bhati vai sada. For an ajnani, it is always ashuddha. As long as it is associated with something else, as long as it is mixed with something else, it will remain ashuddha. Body, mind, when it is mixed with the body and mind, it is subject to the impurity of the body and mind, the physical impurities. And more so is the mental impurity. All the emotions, all the emotional problems. On account of that, the Atma seems to be ashuddha. Ashuddha implies it is samsari. It seems to be samsari. I am miserable. I have this emotional problem, I have that emotional problem. So for an ajnani, Atma seems to be samsari. Whereas for a jnani is aware of the pure nature of the Atma, the asamsari nature of the Atma. The same Atma which is mistaken by an ajnani as samsari is asamsari for a jnani, is asamsari from a jnani's understanding. How is it possible? The same Atma is perceived differently by two different people. The author gives the example. Yathaiva dvividha rajjuhu jnanino jnanino nisham. Yathaiva, just as rajjuhu, the same rajju, the same rope, two people see it, and one person sees it as rope. He sees rope as rope. Seeing rope as rope is knowledge, jnana, proper knowledge. Seeing rope as a snake is called mithya jnana or adhyasa, brahmaha. So one person sees it as rope if he has a clear eyesight and there is enough light. Whereas the other person, he sees the same rope as snake. Likewise, a jnani understands the Atma as asamsari, for infinite, free from limitation, whereas the ajnani understands the same Atma as finite, samsari. यथैव मृण्मयः कुम्भः तद्वद्देहोऽपि चिन्मयः आत्मानात्मविभागोऽयम् मुधैव क्रियते बुधैः. So, Chaitanya and Jada, this difference is also being ruled out now. Initially, as an initial process, we make a distinction between Jada and Chaitanya. The Jada is distinguished from Chaitanya. It is one step in the understanding. Atma is Chaitanya and everything other than Atma is Jada. Now the author is saying the Jada does not exist independent of Chaitanya. Therefore, even the Jada is essentially nothing but Atma only, Chaitanya only. Then the Jada Ajada Vibhaga, Jada Chaitanya Vibhaga gets ruled out. The Jada Chaitanya difference gets ruled out because everything is Chaitanya. What appears as Jada is also essentially Chaitanya. Its substance is nothing but Chaitanya. You think this table is Jada. Table as a Namarupa is Jada, but it does not have an existence. What is the substance? The is, the Astitva. It is Chaitanya only. Even the table is projected on Chaitanya. Therefore, the Chaitanya is all pervasive. The existence is not Jada. Sat is not Jada. Sat is Chit, Chaitanya. That is why it is called Sat, Chit, Ananda. That is how Jada Chaitanya Vibhaga is ruled out. Consciousness, insentient difference is ruled out. Yathaiva mridmayah kumbhaha. Just as the pot is nothing but clay, likewise, even this body is essentially nothing but consciousness. Even the table, here Deha is mentioned, not just this body, even the table, even the clock is nothing but consciousness. The substance is only Chaitanya. Therefore, Jada Jada Vibhagaha, Atma Anatma Vibhagaha, the Atma Anatma difference, Mudhaiva Kriyate Abudhaihi, it is done by the ignorant one. Mudhaiva Kriyate, it is falsely done. The distinction is falsely made by the ignorant ones. When everything is Atma, you can't say this is Atma, this is Anatma. Even the Anatma, what appears as Anatma, is essentially Atma only. Sarpatvena yatha rajjuhu Rajatatvena shuktika Vinirnita vimudhena Dehatvena tathatmata. Now, the author is elaborating on the aviveka between the body and the Atma. How the Atma, how the body is taken to be the Atma, and how the attributes of the body are superimposed on the Atma is explained with examples. there is a mutual superimposition between body and Atma. Body is taken to be Atma. Then the attributes of the body are superimposed on the Atma. The limitations, height, weight, the grossest of the attributes. In fact, the Vedanta talks about 5 layers of individuality, known as Panchakosha. We identify with the 5 layers of individuality. At the grossest level, we identify with the Annamaya Kosha. The physical body is called Annamaya Kosha because it is made of food. Idli, poha, chapati. This is a modification of idli, poha, chapati. And we identify with it. अन्नात् जायते, अन्नस्य विकारः अन्नमय कोशः. So mostly we identify with the Annamaya Kosha. What is printed in your Aadhaar card? What is printed in your passport? Annamaya Kosha. It is a picture of your Annamaya Kosha. It is not your photo. It is your Annamaya Kosha's photo. Your Sthula Sharira's photo. So, I am man, I am woman. Even it is Annamaya Kosha. The gender, age, all the demographic information belongs to Annamaya Kosha. So we identify with the Annamaya Kosha. But then there is another layer, Pranamaya Kosha. Prana, the 5 pranas. Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana. There are 5 pranas. These pranas are responsible for all our physiological activities. The physiological functions are governed by prana. So there is a Pranamaya Kosha within this Annamaya Kosha. Like respiration, digestion, everything is governed by prana. We cannot see the prana. Prana is sukshma, but we can feel the function of prana. When we say, I am hungry, I am thirsty, our physiological personality, basal metabolic rate, all these belongs to Pranamaya Kosha. Blood pressure, all these are Pranamaya Kosha. So I am hungry, I am thirsty. We are identifying with our Pranamaya Kosha. Then there is Manomaya Kosha. Manas is a component of our mind. Our mind, which is called Antahkarana. Antahkarana is generally called mind. It has various components. One component is called Manas. The seat of all the emotions. Our emotional personality. Is Manomaya Kosha. I am short tempered. I am angry. I have this desire. I am interested in this, I am interested in that. All our tastes, all our emotions, emotional, all these are in Manomaya Kosha. So we have another layer of personality, emotional personality. Then comes the intellectual, Vijnanamaya Kosha. Our intellectual personality, IQ. I am intelligent, I am dull, all the degrees belong to our intellectual layer of personality, Buddhi. Buddhi is another component of our Antahkarana, our mind. And then there is another layer of personality called Anandamaya Kosha. The quotient of experiential happiness. The happiness that we experience from time to time. It is also a part of our upadhi. Any experience of happiness while eating sweet, you experience happiness. While looking at a picture, you experience happiness. All these belongs to Anandamaya Kosha. I am happy. Now I am more happy. Sometimes I am less happy. Even this Anandamaya Kosha, the experience of happiness in the Anandamaya Kosha has its gradations. And the gradations are sometimes called Priya, Moda and Pramoda. Priya means 1 degree of happiness, brought about by Ishta Darshanam. When I see a desirable object, just by seeing a desirable object, I get 1 degree of happiness. For example, someone brings my favorite sweet. He brought it and kept it there. And I saw, oh, this Rasgulla is there. I saw Rasgulla in a bottle, Haldiram Rasgulla. Ishta Darshanam, it gives 1 degree of happiness. I am a little happy. Even the look, I don't know whether he is going to give it to me. But still, even seeing gives a little pleasure. I am just thinking, he may give it to me. Just even that thought gives 1 degree of happiness. It's called Priya. Then there is another degree. He brings and gives it to me. I am bloating up 1 degree further. It is called Moda. And I smile and say thank you. Then I take it and put it into my mouth and relish it. It is another degree called Pramoda. So, there is an experience of fluctuating happiness. And we identify with it. It is called Anandamaya Kosha. All these 5 koshas, they are anatma. They are body, deha, sharira. But we superimpose them on ourselves. We mix up with the 5 koshas. Identify with the 5 koshas. Entire life, until we come to Vedanta, we live in these 5 koshas. But as long as we are in these 5 koshas, we are subject to samsara. Therefore, one has to get out of the 5 koshas. How to get out? Where should we make the hole? You don't have to make a hole. Getting out of the 5 koshas is only with the jnana. Understand that the 5 koshas are not your swarupa. You transcend the 5 koshas. So, yatha rajjuh sarpatvena vinirnita. Just as the rope is taken for snake, rajatatvena shuktika. Just like the shell is mistaken for silver, tatha, in the same manner, vimodhena atmata dehatvena vinirnita. An ajnani mistakes the body for Atma, mixes up the body and Atma. Ghatatvena yatha prithvi patatvenaiva tantavaha vinirnita vimudhena dehatvena tathatmata. All these are enumeration of some more examples. Yatha prithvi ghatatvena vinirnita. Just like the earth is mistaken for pot, we superimpose pot on earth. Patatvena tantavaha. The threads are taken for cloth. Kanakam kundalatvena tarangatvena vaijalam vinirnita vimudhena देहत्वेन तथात्मता कनकं कुण्डलत्वेन विनिर्णीता. Kanaka, gold, is taken for kundala, ring, earring. Jalam tarangatvena vinirnita. Water is taken for wave. Purushatvena vaisthanuhu. जलत्वेन मरीचिका विनिर्णीता विमूढेन देहत्वेन तथात्मता. स्थाणुः पुरुषत्वेन विनिर्णीता. स्थाणुः, a post, is mistaken as a person. Marichika jalatvena vinirnita. Marichika, the mirage, is mistaken for water. Grihatvenaiva kasthani. Khadgatvena is there, it should be khadgatvena, da instead of the da. Khadgatvenaiva lohata vinirnita vimudhena dehatvena tathatmata. Kashthani grihatvena vinirnita. What we call house is nothing but wood, cement, bricks, etc. It is just a combination of wood, cement, brick, and we give it a name, house. In reality, there is nothing called house. Khadgatvenaiva lohata. Loha, iron, is given a particular shape and it is called a khadga, sword. There is no substance called sword. Tatha vrikshavip yatha. It should be yatha. Yatha. Make it yatha. It's written tatha. Make it into yatha. Yatha vrikshaviparyaso should be together. It's one word. Yatha vrikshaviparyaso jaladbhavati kasyachit tadvadatmani dehatvam pasyatyajnanayogatah. यथा जलात् कस्यचित् वृक्षविपर्यासो भवति. Imagine a tree near a lake, a water body. Just at the shore of a water body, there is a big tree. And you look down into the water. What do you see? You see the reflection of the tree. When you see the reflection, the tree is upside down. The tree seems to be hanging upside down underneath. Vriksha viparyasa. The straight tree seems to be reversed. in the water. In fact, in our eyes also, initially the image is created reverse. If you learn the mechanism of vision, initially a reverse image is created in our eyes. The lens creates an image of the object reverse, and then our neurons understand it in a proper, in a straight way. You can look into how the eyes work. Likewise, when we see the water, we see the reverse image of the tree. So the straight tree appears to be reversed, implying that we superimpose opposite attribute on the tree. Diagonally opposite of what it really is. Likewise, we superimpose diagonally opposite attributes on the Atma also. The infinite Atma is seen to be finite. Viparyasa. Viparyasa means reversal. Infinite seems to be finite. Asamsari seems to be samsari. Akarta seems to be karta. Abhokta seems to be bhokta. Nitya seems to be anitya. Nitya means eternal. No birth and no death. But it seems to be bound in a limited span. All these are the mistakes that we commit thanks to the ajnana we have. Yatha kasyachit, for somebody, jalat vriksha viparyaso bhavati, on account of water, vriksha viparyasa happens. Tadvat, likewise, ajnana yogataha, on account of ajnana, atmani dehatvam pashyati, one sees the attributes of the body on the Atma. Pote nagachatah pumsaha sarvam bhati va chanchalam tadvadatmani dehatvam pasyatyajnana yogataha. So, another beautiful example. Someone is traveling in a boat. Pota. Pota means not grandson. Boat. Potena gachatah pumsaha. Someone is traveling by boat. When he sees the shore, everything in the shore seems to be moving in the opposite direction. Sarvam chanchalam iva bhati. Everything seems to be moving in the opposite direction. You can experience this very well in the railway station. Your train is there and there is another train nearby. When the other train moves, sometimes you think your train is moving. When the other train moves in the opposite direction. Once I was sitting in a train and there was a boy in a station. His father got down to bring something. Then the other train started moving in the opposite direction. Then this boy got a panic. He thought his train is moving and his father is still down in the station. And he started shouting, "Dad!" He started shouting. Then somebody quietened him down. Don't worry, our train is not moving. So, it is a beautiful example of superimposing the mobility on something that is not moving. The Atma is Nischala. No changes, no movements. When we say, I go from here to there, what moves? The Atma does not move. Our Sharira is moving. You are buying ticket for what? Not for Atma. Atma doesn't need a ticket. You are buying ticket in order to transfer your body from Kalimpong to Bombay. The body is transferred from one place to another place. You are here, you are there also. You don't have to move anywhere. You are all pervasive. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.